Dudes, I find myself posting a sort of retraction video. I posted a video today in which I talked about policing methods, inspired by a sign I saw which said APD is watching. It also said bait car in the area, or something like that. Bait car in the area, flash to APD is watching. Now, I assumed that a bait car had something to do with speed traps. I had no idea that a bait car was, in fact, a car put out to tempt thieves. I'm not going to get into the politics of entrapment and surveillance, although the previous video was about surveillance, because I was misinformed. I'm not going to go so far as to say I should have researched more. Instead, I'm going to take this as an opportunity to do a video about how I have no idea about Albuquerque. I just don't know Albuquerque. That's what the video is going to be about. Yeah, I mean, I Googled bait cars, and Albuquerque is clearly not the only city with a bait car. Somebody should graph what cities have bait car programs. Maybe those would be places to avoid. Yeah. One comment I'm going to read about that was made in this video. By the way, I want to thank everybody who commented and said, "Hey, doofus." So I appreciate that. The Sandra Leal, who has been watching and commenting for a little while, said, "People don't understand that no matter what the sign says in the beginning, we shouldn't be watched. There has to be a better system so we don't have to be watched like children." So if you wish, you guys can make hay with that in the comment section. But I am sorry that I used, wrong-headed opinion about that sign to make my points. I'm not going to take the video down. I want it to stay up, and hopefully these two videos will interact with each other. And I have put polls up, because the only way I could put text in that video was to do polls. And so in the polls, you can go there and you can choose whether I'm a doofus or an ignoramus and other such things. And then, the questions in the polls are actually me telling people that they should watch this video and that I was a doofus. All right, 3 minutes into the video, putting that aside, Albuquerque, dudes, New Mexico even. This incident has just reminded me, rather forcefully, of something that I've been thinking about quite a bit recently, which is this place is another world. It's another country. It feels like another country. And I need to kind of enter that mentality to do well here. I've been in places that were obviously alien. And so then you sort of hold back on not just judgment, but on being critical and decision making. I don't mean critical in the negative sense, I mean in the positive sense, where you can't make decisions in alien places without a lot of patience and a lot of observation. And even then, you often step wrong because you just don't understand what you're seeing. And yeah, this place is like a foreign country. And I do not mean anything to do with illegal immigrants or Hispanic presence or Native American presence. I mean, I think those things contribute to it. I mean, this state has the largest percentage of Native Americans in it in the continental United States. Of course, that impacts the culture. When I say that it feels like another country, I'm not it's not some sort of weird political game. I'm talking just culturally odd place, and you can tell it goes down to the roots, right? It's not something that's happened in the last couple of generations. This is old, very distinctive culture. But I mean, even the way local joints prosper, local places, but also local chains prosper because people support New Mexicans. New Mexicans support New Mexicans. Driving through the south of the state, and I haven't been up north yet, but driving through the south of the state really struck, not only by the southwestern landscape, it's so beautiful, but struck by the loneliness of the place, struck by how businesses advertise, struck by how people drive, how people talk to each other, whatever it might be. Just, so much that's not like the other parts of the United States that I've been in, and in the city as well. I'm still trying to wrap my mind around it. I don't have sentences with which I can define the various differences. I have all these floating ideas out there, and I would love for you guys in the comments, whether you're from New Mexico or from elsewhere, to chime in. What makes this place so distinctive? And maybe examples of times where you had to take a step back and reevaluate, made a flash judgment of yours. Because, with my experiences in the United States, and again, I saw that there are bait car programs in lots of cities. With my experience in the United States, it's never even come up. And in the South, there's lots of, we lived in the major corridor that connected the South to the markets in New York and Baltimore and New Jersey. And so, a lot of trafficking of lots of things, not just drugs, and, sort of lots of operations, lots of strikes. But the concept of a bait car, what an odd thing. And so, all that's, training yourself to take that step back instead of just reading it as if you were in your old place is difficult, right? In my old place, the only thing the police would have warned you about would have been a speed trap. Now, I've heard that the only reason those signs are up are because of the Department of Justice, because of the ACLU, because of outside intervention, which itself is rather wild. And I'm not going to, I promise I wouldn't get into the politics of all that. But this video is about having to take a step back and look at things with fresh eyes, because this is a fresh and potentially bizarre place. You New Mexicans, tell me if this is a bizarre place. Yeah, light up the comment section. Peace be upon you. The peace of Christ specifically.